Okay, I've come up onto my roof to give you a sound test of some of the microphones that I use at different distances to give you a sense of what they sound like. Okay, I'm now testing two shotgun microphones. The first is an on-camera microphone, one that's sitting on top of the camera that you're seeing here, and the second will be from this Rode microphone that's right next to me here. This is all about proximity. So the first, let me just quickly read you a nursery rhyme. Cock-a-doodle-doo, my dame has lost her shoe. Sorry, let's start again. Cock-a-doodle-doo, my dame has lost her shoe. My master's lost his fiddling stick and doesn't know what to do. Okay, now I'm going to switch to this microphone here. Okay, so now I'm using this Rode microphone. Build it up with iron and steel, iron and steel, iron and steel. Build it up with iron and steel, my fair lady. Okay, so in this test I have two microphones running. One a Tieclip here and one a shotgun microphone overhead. Now this is the ideal setup and what they often use in professional documentary recordings. They have this more full sound, as they say, with this combination of two sounds. So let me just read a second paragraph of my nursery rhyme here. Iron and steel will bend and bow, bend and bow, bend and bow. Iron and steel will bend and bow, my fair lady. Okay, so now I have got rid of the Rode microphone and you're just hearing the Tieclip on its own this time. Build it up with silver and gold, silver and gold, silver and gold. Build it up with silver and gold, my fair lady. Okay, in this test I'm going to go through 4 Tieclip microphones. Now for most of you the Tieclip microphone will be the bulk standard that you will go to when you're doing interviews. The first is a professional Sony microphone. The second will be a radio microphone, again a Sony professional radio microphone. The third will be a microphone that I bought for I think about $50 online, a kind of mid-range type of microphone, a Tieclip. And then the fourth will be a $1 microphone that I bought online from a very cheap shop in China. So let me find a different nursery rhyme, so we're going to start again. Old King Cole was a merry old soul, and a merry old soul was he. He called for his pipe, and he called for his bowl, and he called for his fiddlers 3. Now this has been done with the Sony professional microphone. And this is the Sony radio microphone. Now every fiddler he had a fiddle, and very fine fiddle had he. Oh, there's none so rare as can compare with King Cole and his fiddlers 3. Okay, now this microphone is a sort of $50 mid-range microphone, and I'm going to read you Little Miss Muffet here. It's a wired microphone rather than a wireless one, as was the last. Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet, eating her curds and whey. Along came a spider who sat down beside her and frightened Miss Muffet away. Apologies for my bad reading. Okay, so this is where it gets interesting because I now have a $1 microphone that I am reading from you. Oranges and lemons, say the bells of St. Clement's. You owe me 5 farthings, said the bells of St. Martin's. When will you pay me, say the bells of Old Bailey? When I grow rich, said the bells of Shoreditch. Or when will that be, say the bells of Stepney? I'm not sure I know, says the great bell at Bow. One of the things I like to do in my workshops is to compare this $1 microphone with a much more expensive microphone sitting on the top of my camera. It's all about proximity. So getting this $1 microphone close to my mouth will make a huge difference to the quality of the sound I get as compared to a microphone that's actually only maybe 1.5 meters away from me that sits on the camera. So here is the $1 microphone right here, and the next test you'll hear will be the microphone sitting on top of the camera rather than on the subject. Okay, so this is a microphone sitting on top of the camera now rather than being on me. This is a Sennheiser microphone. It's good quality, it's reasonably expensive, and it's the kind of microphone that most of us run around with. Now it's great for doing run and gun stuff, of getting close to people, maybe trying to get street interviews if you're struggling in a protest or something. It's great for ambient sound of things that you're shooting, but to try to do an interview, yes, you can hear that sound is really not great. A farmer went trotting upon his grey mare, bumpity bumpity bump, with his daughters behind him so rosy and fair, lumpity lumpity lump. Okay, one other thing that I like to test while I'm here is actually a Rode microphone that is sitting here. Now this microphone, rather than being connected to the camera, is actually connected to my iPhone. As you can see, it is recording as we speak. Now this is a special iPhone microphone, and it gets me out of problems if I suddenly need to make a recording with an extra person or my microphone goes down. Now I'm going to have to sync this in post for you to be able to get it, but you get an idea of what can be done also with a microphone that goes straight into your smartphone and using your smartphone as your sound recorder. A raven cried croak, and they all tumbled down, bumpity bumpity bump. The mare broke her knees and the farmer his crown, lumpity lumpity lump. In this next test, I'm going to test two different sound recorders. This is a Zoom H1, and it has a pickup pattern around the microphone, which means I have to get it quite close for it to be effective. But it's great for doing voiceovers and for doing ambient sound where I can push the microphone close into the area, or if I'm just doing general sound of a place where I've been shooting. So this is the Zoom H1. So this is the Zoom H4, and as you can probably hear, there isn't a lot of difference between the H4 and the H1. And because the H1 is that much smaller, I prefer to use it or to carry it around rather than this bigger one. But this does have some additional features. In particular, it has XLR inputs, which means that you can use the more professional microphones and you get a more solid connection. Though these don't actually click in, they're still a little bit loose when you put them in. So that's my roundup so far of the various audio devices. I hope you found it useful. I mean, I think the key really is not so much to spend enormous amounts of money on microphones, but more, certainly in the early stages, but more about getting the microphone as close as you can to the source of the sound. It's all about proximity.